Hey everybody, how you doing? Happy New Year. Mark from tentandtable.com. I want to talk a little bit about tent vinyl right now. I know that most of the rental companies, as well as myself selling, we have sold a record number of tents this year. A lot of tents, tents are really a 3-season product. I'm speaking to people often in other areas of the country that are setting up tents for restaurants right now. I think probably almost everybody watching is dined under a tent this year because we couldn't go inside the building. And if you're up here in the colder area, you're always going to find that there is a challenge with how your vinyl feels and how your vinyl wears in winter. Cold cracking, sidewalls cracking are really something that are very, very difficult to avoid. Even just the standpoint of wind, whipping against the sidewall can cause stress cracks. For people that are in the inflatable industry, we know what it's like trying to roll up a bounce house in the middle of winter. It becomes very stiff. This year, okay, and especially for anybody looking at tents for the ARA, we've changed our premium fabric that we're using for tents. You have 2 types of fabric out there on the market. One of them is a laminated fabric, okay? A laminated fabric, you still have a very strong base cloth. My economy tents and a lot of my sidewalls are still using a laminated fabric. You've got a strong base fabric, and then there are kind of 2 pieces of plastic film that are slapped on one side, slapped on the other side, run through a heat process, okay, and your vinyl is laminated. Most sign panels, signs that you buy, PVC. Lamination is a very effective way of creating PVC nowadays. Most laminated fabrics, though, will end up having a little bit more issue with snagging or tearing. You might get a tent, you're dragging it over your West Coast frame top, and you're going to get some sort of a little bit of tear in it. I'll take a tent stake like this right here, and I'll run that across, okay? See what just happened? If you look at a close-up, I just put a little bit of tear in there, okay? This is one of our older vinyls. This vinyl here is from another manufacturer. Here's another manufacturer as well, okay? So you can see, I'm actually seeing PVC come off of this. This has removed some of the vinyl material. Same here. If you look at my finger right there, that scratch removed the vinyl material. So you can imagine if you don't have a ground cover, you're putting something up on a blacktop surface, a concrete surface, you drag it across, this is where your damage is happening, okay? Maybe using the edge corner of a tent stake, and you can probably see that white there, is a little extreme, okay? But, it's going to happen when you're dragging it across the top of a West Coast frame tent, even your high peak tents. I think a lot of you who have purchased tents from me in the past have said, why am I getting a pinhole in my tent? It's because plastic and metal don't necessarily mix. Nothing you can do about it, okay? Now, this is a coated material. So people who have had our tents in the past may notice that the tent fabric that they're getting is a little bit different. Here's my old fabric, here's my new fabric, okay? Brighter white, much more flexible, okay? It's a coated fabric. And with a coated fabric, you're actually taking your base fabric, you're running it through the machine, okay? But you're actually pouring melted vinyl on top of the fabric. So it's kind of soaking in, it's adhering to the fabric a lot better, okay? And that's going to be done on both sides of the fabric. The nice thing about the coated vinyl over laminated vinyl is I'm going to do the same thing again on a piece of the laminated vinyl next to it. Using the same force, okay? I might be putting scratches on this because I'm using a very sharp edge of that metal, but you'll see the difference is, okay, I've got runoff from the laminated, nothing from the coated. So the new vinyl that we're using, this coated vinyl, it's the first time, and I worked on developing this fabric, it's the first time I've seen a 16 or an 18 ounce blockout, meaning opaque, fabric that is coated. 99% of the fabric out there in the tent market is going to be a laminated fabric, and there's nothing wrong with laminated fabrics. But normally you will not get into your coated fabric like this until you're getting up into a 22 or 24 or 28 ounce clear span like a Losberger, a Rotor, the large tents that you'll see set up at possibly the Masters or a large golf outing, okay? Because it's a very expensive fabric. I was able to work with one of our manufacturers to come up with a coated vinyl. This is going to be the standard of any of our premium tents. Looking at upgrading your inventory, looking at why you might have seen a little bump in price. I mean, I know our ARA pricing is a little higher than last year, but not a lot. Part of it's going to be because, you know, we have a outstanding new blockout coated vinyl. The other thing, I don't want to say that it's going to completely eliminate cold crack and some of the other issues we'll find with the cold, but a coated vinyl is going to go into below zero temperatures without experiencing the same thing that a vinyl does. And you can imagine, because a vinyl laminate, okay, is actually, you know, two pieces of PVC melted together onto the base fabric. That's why you will get that cracking and sometimes delamination that will not happen with a coated fabric. So this coated fabric is going to become flexible in a much lower temperature. I will do some more tests, you know, maybe a Facebook Live in the next couple weeks will be some fabric that I've had in the freezer. So just wanted to give you a little bit of insight as to why, if you see a little difference or variance in color between our tent and table tents from a year or two ago to now, that it is the fabric, better fabric, stronger fabric. It's going to eliminate a lot of the small scuff and pinhole issues that you've had. The base fabric is actually stronger, okay? You're using less heat when you're making this coated fabric, so you're putting less stress on the fabric underneath. All tests that I've done on this are far superior to the already great fabric we were using before. So if you have any questions on it, give us a call. Hopefully I didn't go too long today, but I thought it was kind of an important thing to go over when you're looking to replace your fabric or any of your tops or buying new tents for this year. So as I said and I mentioned, you know, we're now in January, okay, you're going to start seeing some ARA rental specials coming out. Unfortunately, the in-person ARA show has been moved to October, but we are going to be putting together some great specials, some great online discussions, and our own virtual show for, you know, any of those normal vendors that would have been attending the ARA show this year. So if you have any questions, give us a call, give your sales rep a call, and try to get the information needed for your purchases for 2021.